So I get this question asked all the time. What will happen to Tupac's killer in prison, Keefe, and what is a proffer agreement? So in case you don't know who Tupac is, he's one of the greatest rappers of all time. And if you're not familiar with the case, basically Tupac, who is at the height of his career, has two of the greatest rap albums in my opinion, just dropped, movies, All Eyes on Me, Machiavelli the Dawn, The Seventh Day Theory. I mean, he is really making an impact. I mean, the whole world loves Pac. Well, he goes to the Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand Casino. And Pac had got wrapped up in the gang culture from the West Coast. And he's rolling with Suge Knight, Death Row Records, and the Mob Piru. After the fight, they're leaving. They run into a rival Crip named Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane. Pac runs up, punches him in his shit. They mollywop him, kick him, beat the shit out of him. They say it was over a chain or something like that, but as we always know, it's always the principle. It's always about the respect, right? So many dudes are in the graveyard because of these factors. Basically, 5 minutes of emotion costed Tupac and everybody else their life in that situation. Afterwards, Orlando Anderson and the Crips went hunting, found Tupac in a car with Suge Knight, shot it up, ultimately killing Tupac. Now, when I was younger, I used to believe in all those theories that Tupac faked his death, he's in Cuba. But as I matured and went through the prison system, I realized it was just a tragic tale of gang violence. I think the fact that he was a rapper and beat the shit out of Orlando Anderson, it hurt his ego even worse. So, Keefe, who is Orlando Anderson's uncle, the big dog, the shot caller of that Crip set, gets in the car, passes the gun to Orlando, and history is done, right? They kill Tupac. So this is where 2.5 decades later, Keefe, for whatever reason, whether they had a backwards deal, he got in some trouble, he decided to do what's called a proffer agreement. A proffer agreement, aka Princess for a Day, whatever you want to call it, is when basically the state attorney, the prosecutors, they know what happened, but they need you to fill in the blanks. So they give you basically immunity for however long you're in that little area for. But once you walk out those doors, anything you say about that case, anything you admit to can and will be used against you. So Keefe is ignorant and either as dumb and ignorant as he is, or he just didn't give a fuck, I don't know, but he tells them what happened. He says that after they beat the shit out of Orlando, he threw the gun to his nephew, and his nephew blasted and killed Tupac. He walks out of there, and instead of just getting whatever deal he got, this fool goes and makes a book about it, goes on Vlad TV about it, does interview after interview about it, sells his soul for clout and money, and is now facing a life sentence for violating that proffer agreement. A grand jury indicted him under the party law. And what that is say you and I are going to commit a crime. I'm the driver, you're the shooter. I get the body, even if you killed him and pulled the trigger and I was driving, I still get charged just as I was the murderer. Now, what will happen to Keefe in prison? Well, since he worked with law enforcement and cooperated, worked a deal, snitched and told, his own people are gonna have a hit on him. Since he told on himself and embarrassed our organization for just doing one of the stupidest things you can do, they're just automatically gonna greenlight him. And another thing is, everybody loves Tupac. I don't care who you are, the whole world loves Tupac. And he will be in protective custody because his own people are gonna be trying to stab him up, and anybody that can get their hands on him will try to get revenge for Tupac in that prison. It's a tragedy. Tupac was 25, 26 years old at the height of his career, an activist, a movie star, one of the greatest rappers, and he died over simple gang violence. Like I always say, guys, 5 minutes can cost you the rest of your life. Always think, never act on emotions. Stay out, stay free. Us.